Hello everyone, my name is Charles Cinco, and if you're watching this video, then welcome into my first ever YouTube video on my channel. And honestly, this has been a long time coming because the truth is I have been scared. I've been so conscious about how I look. I mean, who isn't, right? I mean, looking in front of a camera is just so unnatural. But I'm here, and I'm here to provide value for all of you with what I wholeheartedly feel passionate about and what I know. In this channel, it's mainly going to be life insurance and fitness. If you care about finances and fitness, then I'm your guy, your FinFit guy. But let me just take a pause and letting you know now, since you're watching this channel, that I am very honest. When it comes to stock, bonds, I'm not your guy. And I'm not gonna try to tell you otherwise. But I do know stocks and bonds for myself because I invest in it. And as we go forward with the future videos that I have planned and in store, I truly hope that you and I will be able to build a good relationship, even if it's virtually, then one day see each other in person. My ultimate goal in terms of creating this video is having a real living community to build with. I'm not just your typical life insurance guy, giving information out and comparing and bashing what type of plans. My focus is a little bit different, and I want you guys to see that as we progress along in future videos. But before I get into that, my friends, please leave a like, follow, and subscribe. I want to talk a little bit about who I am, because ultimately at this moment, I'm a stranger, and you have the right to get to know who is this stranger that's in front of you in your screen. So I'm 29 years old today. Now, my story really began here in America when I was 11 years old, and my dad actually migrated here earlier in the year 2000. My mom soon followed in 2004, and me and my sister followed in 2006. And I was 11, my sister was 9 years old, I'm 29 now, and for that 6 years, where I'm from 11 to about 17 years old, was probably the most confusing, most enlightening, most disheartening, most amazing, all mixed in between years that I've had. Think about just how fast your brain and your experience grows from 11, 12, 13, all the way up to 17 years old. That's fast. You go from a kid to a teenage to an adult. And so my adult life really started at 17 years old because I immediately got involved in sales. But before I talk about my background in sales, my dream ultimately was to become an actor or a filmmaker here in America, because back in the Philippines, I was already kind of doing that. I was really big into performing arts, singing, acting, filmmaking, modeling. Not because I had a choice, but it was because that was my mom's dream. My mom had a dream to becoming a stage mom or a showbiz mom. And so she put me through all that stuff since I was probably 3 years old to about 11 years old. I've had a few opportunities to dance with, known dancers in the Philippines. I've been a backup dancer for a couple of celebrities. But the point being is that that was the world that I knew. And so when I was 17 years old, I wanted to pursue filmmaking and acting. But soon, immediately after starting my first college experience, 3 months in, I started to realize that this industry was not for me. The first reason was, number one, I was the only Filipino guy anywhere. I know now Filipinos and diversity, cultural diversity is big in, filmmaking and movies and TV series, but back in 2012, it still wasn't as big. Everyone was Caucasian, British, or Arab. And so it really threw me off guard, just how bad I felt for myself. But the second reason was actually when I attended my animation class, and I remember that this girl next to me was looking over some of her financials, and I remember asking her a question like, what is that number? Because it says 50,000, but honestly it was more than 50,000, but we'll just keep it 50,000. And I asked her, and she said, "Oh yeah, this is my student loan." And I was like, "Student loan? $50,000? And at that time, it's probably still a lot smaller compared to what some people experience today, over $100,000 or more." And so I immediately felt grateful because I and my sister didn't have to go through that struggle, because I had parents who financially took care of me and my sister so that we would be comfortable, and basically did what most immigrant parents would do for their kids. So we were very fortunate. But really, the final straw for me was when I asked her, okay, what do you do to be able to pay this back? And she said, well, I'm working as a waitress right now. I was like, okay, that's cool. I mean, waitress makes good money, with tips, and living in LA, it's always busy, and going to those restaurants that are expensive, you're probably gonna get a lot of good tips. But what caught me off guard even further was just 2 rows behind me. There was a gentleman who's 26 or 27, 10 years older than me, and he told me he had the same experience. He also has student loans, but here's what really got the kick out of me was when he said he's been a waiter for 8 years now, and he's been in LA living in 10 years. And I was like, whoa. So you're telling me if I want to be an actor, if I want to make it in Hollywood, I got to be at least a waiter for a couple of years? And he said, yes. And that's the safest way for you to make a living in LA at that time. I'm not sure if it's still true today. And so I was like, I don't want to do that. I definitely don't even want to sell my soul to the devil, because, some of those Hollywood people, they be going crazy. You know what I mean? So I just immediately left. 6 months into my college life, I decided to drop out. I told my mom, don't want to do it. But luckily, even after I dropped out, I was actually involved in a business opportunity, which was vector marketing, or Cutco. Remember those knives? Any one of you guys who know those knives that are freaking expensive? Yeah, I used to sell those for 2 years, from 2012 to 2014. And it was really the first time that I started to realize how great just the sales industry is. And so since 17 years old, I've never experienced what it was like to clock in, to clock out, never had a boss, never got chewed out, never got promoted. I've always learned to work for myself. Then 3 years later, I got involved in the insurance industry, and that's where my whole life started to change. When I was 20 years old, I had this mentor who took care of me, who took a chance on me, and basically showed me the ropes on how to make a living. Fast forward, now to 2023, I'd like to say that I have a very stable business. I also have over 400 clients under my belt, and I have the utmost confidence on my knowledge, my intuition, and on the skill that I bring into the insurance game. So I feel like this video has gone a lot longer than what I expected, but this is just a first video out of many. And I really, really hope that you follow me along this journey of trying to make our finances and fitness a lot better and healthier, so that you have the lifestyle that you truly, truly deserve. I'll see you on the next video.